Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up from home? Happy Thursday. My name is Lyla Jett. Welcome to QSC.
Played it safe. Are we on the same page? Riding on the same wave? Tell me. Undress your thoughts. For mine are tied in knots. Lost in your frequency. So can't you see? Why I'm confident but delicate. You're playing in my element. Let me show you where you can play it back again. Conversations intimate, these words will be my destiny. Let me show you where. Let me be your experiment. Contain this feeling. This mystery is healing me. And I can't behave well. We're just following the surface. Positioning is perfect. Just stop concealing, 'cause you're so confident but delicate. You're playing in my element. Let me show you where we could play it back again. Conversations intimate, these words will be my testimony. Let me show you where. Let me be your experiment. Confident but delicate, you're playing in my element. Let me show you where we could play it back again. Conversations intimate, these words will be my testament. Let me show you where. Let me be your experiment.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Thank you. It's a
That
little
was
acoustic
super cool.
version.
Awesome. What's the name of that song?
It's called POV, point of view.
Yeah. So that one's out now, right?
It is as of January 2020.
Excellent. Congrats. Yeah, that's a great song. So mellow and chill vibe. I love it.
Yeah, like the actual recording has like old school R&B vibes. I love it. It's so nice and chill. I truly had a blast recording it.
Awesome. Well, hey, welcome to those who are viewing. I'm Brad. I'm with QSC, and I'm so happy to be here with Lyla Jett, coming to us from San Diego, right?
Yep.
And you are originally from Hawaii, is that right?
Originally from Honolulu, Hawaii, correct.
All right, let us know just a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story and your journey to since where you are now.
Well, I'm born and raised in Honolulu, Hawaii. My real name is Joanna, but I go by Lyla Jett now because honestly, music wasn't in my future growing up. I thought I was going to be an officer in the army. I had gone to school I graduated with a degree in political science and women's studies. And it wasn't until after I had already had a degree that I was like, I kind of like music. I kind of want to get into music. So
Wow.
it's funny how all of that happened. So I really wasn't conditioned for the music industry. I still am really shy, and that's why I had to come up with Lyla Jett to kind of give me that extra to to step into, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you can kind of step into the Lyla Jet and kind of be that
Yeah.
persona. That's cool. That's very cool. I love the name. It's
Thank you.
unforgettable. Yeah. And
It came from when I was younger. I don't know why, but I always told myself I wanted to name my first daughter Lyla. And when you're younger, you have so many goals and dreams. I think I wanted to get married and have kids and have a house by 22. That's what I told myself when I was 15 or something, and I said I'm going to name my daughter Lyla.
oh,
And
that's
here I
so.
am 26. I'm like I'm
I
going to
don't want
steal
kids.
I'm going to steal the name Lyla. I'm going to
Yeah.
steal it from my future daughter.
Not ready for kids yet. And I think I'll just take
Exactly.
that
I'm like,
name right
who
now.
who was I kidding? I'm sure so many other people can relate.
Oh yeah, for sure. How long have you been playing guitar?
I grew up around it my whole life. It was always in the living room, so I knew the basic chords: G, C, E minor, D, and I've always had this trusty little instrument. So that's all I needed to know as a kid, and I would say that I really picked up guitar more within the past 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, because you sound great. It sounds like you've been playing it for a long time, for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. So you have I see, is that a Fender Strat?
This is actually a custom relic of John Mayer's Black One, and it's by McLaughlin Guitars.
Okay. Nice.
I bought
And
it. I actually bought it. It's funny because I bought it right before I moved here with money that I had saved up for my move. But I saw this online from a friend actually who posted it, and I was like, I gotta have that guitar.
oh, it
I'm
looks
gonna
so
spend
awesome.
exactly. I'm gonna spend
Yeah.
my moving money on a guitar.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's great. Yeah, so what I'd like to do is chat a little bit about gear stuff after you play another song if possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Here's another original. It was supposed to come out sometime this past summer, but a lot of things have happened, and it should be out within the next few months. This one's called 365.
haunting me to think about you with me at the start. And near at the station for just space for collation. Our spirits travel far, but I only played the part. 365, fire, fire, fire. Your love expired, let me rewire. 365, fire, fire, fire. Blinded by desire, lost you cause I wanted the world. Cause I wanted the world. Calling me your fashion, the big chain reaction. This is the last call. The linger of your essence has caused my benevolence, questioning my innocence, thinking I'm wrong. 365, fire, fire, fire. Your love expired, left me rewired. 365, fire, fire, fire. Blinded by desire, lost you cause I wanted the world. Cause I wanted the world. Whenever it's right, whenever it's wrong, that's when I miss you the most. Whenever it's right, whenever it's wrong. 365, fire, fire, fire. Your love expired, left me rewired. 365, fire, fire, fire. Learned about desire, lost you cause I wanted the world. Cause I wanted the world. Cause I want the world. Cause I want the world.
I'm laughing because I was about to come in, but then I saw you reach for that last chord, and I had to let you go for it. So that...
Yes, I was like, it's so fun playing with like a live band, and everybody's at the very end waiting for the last note. Everybody's just looking at each other,
Yeah.
and they play it.
One of my favorite moments is when that happens and you play with the drummer and they have to give you the little dingle ding at the very end, right? Bring, and then bing. Yeah, exactly.
I actually played with a drummer last night. I got hired for a private rooftop.
Oh, I
In
saw that
downtown
on
San Diego.
Instagram. It looked awesome.
It was so beautiful. It was just for the residents of that building that have access to the rooftop, and it was awesome. It was beautiful. Like you could see all of downtown San Diego, the ocean. You could look over and see Mexico. It was truly beautiful, and
Wow.
sunset. I know. I love this city.
That's cool. So what was the band configuration?
It was just me, a drummer, and a saxophone player from Juilliard. So he
Oh
he
wow,
lives in the building. So they just started this thing where some of the neighbors are like they wanted to play music on the rooftop and their building. We're like, sure, as long as
that's
everyone
so
follows
cool.
the rules. I know it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool.
I felt
Awesome.
bad for the drummer though because it's hard playing percussion to a live looper.
Yeah, it's very hard. So were you guys like kind of every once in a while kind of drifting a little bit, or was he able to?
A very little bit.
Yeah,
On the parts when we'd bring up the song and we'd lose like hearing of the loop, but for the most
yeah.
part, it was all good.
Good, good, good. Yeah, that's a challenge. That's a challenge. Like giving him a separate thing that has click or something is kind of one way to do it, but it's hard. It's really hard. So let's talk about gear a little bit because I'm kind of a gear person and I love to know about what everyone's using. Can you go through your signal path of your pedal board and then talk about how you're using the mixer and stuff?
For sure. So, well, I also have this, I think you can see it in the frame. I have this octapad that's also connected, but sometimes I
Okay.
use it in some of my setup, but
Yeah.
I normally beatbox. I like the whole beatboxing thing, but so how it goes is my guitar goes into a compressor, and then I have this trusty little multi effects pedal that Evan K turned me on to.
I think
Um,
that what kind is it again? Is it
it's
electro?
it's the Zoom.
Zoom, that's right. Yeah.
It's the Zoom, and I remember back in the day, like Tim Rose used to use this little one too before he got his Kemper.
Yeah.
Like everybody used this one. We all like talk together about like, oh, what should I get? Like
Yeah.
those guys were the ones that I kept bugging for help. Like, how do I make this sound? How do I make that sound? So thankfully they were able to help me out.
That's so
Um,
cool.
I also have an octave pedal, which makes like the bass sounds.
Which one are you using? The EBS or the Roland?
The Boss Super Octave.
Super Octave. There
Hmm.
you go.
And I have a little mini wah that's like the size of my palm. They sell
Yeah.
those. I was so surprised because I'm only using a pedal train Metro 24.
Little one. Yeah.
So as a solo artist, like this is just my workhorse pedal board. It's easy. I put it all on my cart. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, like portability. What can I do by myself? Like what can I carry? So even I'm also okay, I'll get to that in a little bit. And then I plug everything into the QSC Touch Mix 8. I add like I add like a little bit of reverb, but I mostly use that to EQ everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I sing a lot higher, so I with the whole signal I put my lows up also to get that octave a little bit more punch in there.
Yeah.
I'll definitely like use that and tweak it out. And then I'm also just going into right now one of the K8.2.
Yeah. Now, are you monitoring me through the speaker?
No,
Into you, it's in your ears, and
I
so
can just hear you. Yeah.
oh, you can just hear me through your
Mhm.
computer.
Mhm. But I don't hear
Yeah.
I don't hear an echo, so I'm stoked about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have pretty much um, the mic going into your looper, your
Mhm.
guitar and your effects going into an input, the instrument input on your looper, and then you have your octave. What's it called? Octapad going into
Octave.
the stereo input on your looper as well,
Mhm.
right? And
Yep.
then all of that looper output is just going into one channel on the touch mix.
Straight into there. Yep.
Yeah, and then from the touch mix, you're going into your. What do you have? Like an iRig or
I
a?
have just a little simple iRig, quarter inch out from the aux, straight into the laptop.
Yeah, it looks and sounds great. Um, cool. What else was I going to ask you about your gear? If anyone has any questions, whoa, Sharia Bhattacharya, yeah, sorry, butchering that, is watching from India. It must be it must be really early in the morning. Probably
Hello,
maybe,
hello
maybe
from
like,
San Diego.
is it maybe 9 in the morning there? I'm not sure. Awesome.
I wonder if it's as hot everywhere else in the world as it is in California.
It is hot right now.
It really is.
Well, my son is driving to New Orleans, Louisiana from California. So he drove through Arizona, which was over super hot, over 100 and something. And now he's in El Paso, Texas. It's like super hot. So we think we're hot, but
yeah,
it's
exactly.
even hotter.
I used
in
to
some
live in El
places.
Paso for a good few months, and it got pretty hot there.
Yeah. Hey, Katie is watching, and it is so hot, Katie. Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let's talk about your music after you play another song, if possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool,
So
cool, cool.
since I do the whole live looping thing, I'll do a fun little cover and explain it all to you guys. I'm sure most of you guys know how it works out though. I just realized I was supposed to explain to you guys what I was doing. That's what I had planned to do, but I got so carried away. Well, basically, I recorded all of that myself with the Octave Pedal, beatboxing in the drum track, and just adding some more pretty sounds to it. And now I could just free up my hands for guitar solos.
Just a castaway, and I've been lost at sea. Oh, a lonely day when no one here but me. Oh, more loneliness than any man could bear. Rescue me before I fall into despair. Oh, years passing through my nose, but I should have known right from the start. We all can keep together. Love can mend your life, but love can break your heart. Oh, sending out my SOS, sending out my SOS, sending out my SOS, sending out a, sending out my SOS, sending out my SOS, sending out my SOS, sending out a.
Love that song. So I'm old
Where
enough
was that
to.
chord?
I know I had to wait for it. I'm old enough uh, to love that song when it came out.
What do you mean old enough?
That's
I bet all
that's
the
an
people
awesome song.
watching it, they're all too young for that song.
Exactly. That's an awesome song, though. Great band, awesome song. And the original Andy Summers guitar part is impossible to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, it's the.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
hard.
yeah. And anyway, that's for another discussion. I wanted to ask you a little bit about just. I feel like you've learned so much in such a little amount of time because you're great at looping, great at singing, great at playing at the guitar, and you kind of didn't even plan on doing it until recently. So maybe just something about if you can just kind of tell me how you learned all this stuff so fast. You must play all the time, but when did you just kind of start gigging and stuff like that?
So I think it was when I was 19 or 20, maybe 20, like just right before I got out of college. I met a buddy who was in a big band in Hawaii called Rebel Soldiers, and he was a bass player, and he kind of started to show me around these open mics, and I come in with my G C E minor D chords,
And your
and I
capo.
in my cable exactly, and I just start doing the same song over and over again. And that was Electric Fuel, which was my favorite song at the time by MGMT.
Yeah,
And I think just every time I'd go to this open mic, I'd play that, and all of a sudden I started to get better. I was like,
yeah,
"Oh, okay." And it wasn't until I really would be kind of just a roadie because I'd follow my friends around to their gigs. I started to make friends with a lot more musicians on the scene, like Evan. He
yeah.
was he was one of my first really good friends in the music scene, and all of a sudden someone needed a sub,
And
and
you're
no one
like,
else could do it.
and you're like,
And I was
I
like,
think,
oh my goodness, I don't know if I could do. And this is just me and my acoustic guitar.
yeah, and it's probably 3 hours, so you need like
Yeah,
45 or 50
exactly.
songs. I mean, it's playing a restaurant gig or these private events. They're long, and you've got to have more than like I know half of 4 songs. It's like so when you commit to that, when you committed to your first gig, did you have the full repertoire, or did you have to kind of like really work hard to kind of to get it?
I had to really work hard. I remember, so I have this one rule for myself now at gigs: no repeating songs. I never repeat the song within a three. I know a lot of people do and stuff, but I would encourage everybody to, because there actually are some people that sit and stay at a restaurant for 3 hours. And I told
Right.
myself, I was like, I need to have enough content, like enough of a library so that every song is different from the one before.
Right. No
And
repeating songs unless they're
exactly,
paying a little extra for you to play the same song twice.
exactly.
So yeah, so you had to cram for the gig, and then once you did your first gig, then you kind of had it, and you could start gigging after that. Is that
Exactly.
kind
And
of
that's when I realized, I was like, well, this is kind of hard. Let me get into looping, like what all my buddies do. I'm like,
yeah,
I see why you guys like looping. One, you can actually, I think what really made me the guitarist I am today was live looping. Just
yeah,
because
because you can kind of practice while you're doing it, and
exactly, and especially at those restaurant gigs when you think nobody's listening, really, really it's like a glorified practice.
well, you're kind of creating ambience anyway. So
Mhm.
the kind of ethereal, vibey sort of instrumental stuff is great. It's perfect for looping.
Exactly. And I think I was like dogging on myself for a long time because I mean, I still don't know theory, but everything I learned was just from watching my buddies, watching Evan, watching Tim. I'm like, oh, that's the pentatonic scale. Let me just mess with that in all
Yeah.
these different keys and pretend like I know what I'm doing. And
So
that has truly gotten me so far, because I also learned a lot of other people don't know theory as well.
right.
So,
It sounds like you had a couple of sit downs with, hey, show me this, and then someone showed you it, and then you went back and worked on it, and got it, and then, hey, what are those? Show me some of these jazzy chords, and then, did you have a teacher, or did you kind of just do it that way, or did you watch YouTube videos, or?
just by going out and watching my friends play.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was really it. Just watching everybody. Never underestimate the power of going out to see and observe live music, because that's the best teacher.
right, for sure, for sure. And so do you have a kind of a routine, a practice routine now, and do you write on a regular basis?
I don't not so much writing, and especially not during quarantine. I gotta tell you, I've been a pretty lazy person during quarantine, but I'm getting out of that. I'm slowly getting out of that. I'm excited to hit the studio again. I'm excited to release my next single that I played for you guys. But for writing, I think I thrive best in collaboration writings.
Ah, cool. So you're
That
you're kind of looking forward to doing that again.
Yeah, I miss
Yeah.
that. I miss people. I love like feeding off of people's energies, like if I say something and someone says, "Oh, stop, that's a good point, write that down." And if
Mhm.
some vice versa, if I'm working with someone, I like to say like, "Oh, what's going on with you right now?" And just go from there, right organically. And if I hear something that they say, I'll say, "Okay, let's write it down. That's good.
Awesome.
Save
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
and let's expand on that idea."
That's cool. Very cool. So I just posted your Spotify channel that has your song POV that's been released for everyone to check out. Everyone check out Lyla Jett's song POV on Spotify and Apple Music and all those places. And then if you got one more song, then we'll chat one more time afterwards. Do you have one more
Yeah.
song you want to play?
I'll do another original.
Okay, cool.
Took one look at you for me to finally realize I need you in my life. You caught my stare, the way you wrap me around your finger. I don't even care how you call me. It's all I know. whole world stops and stares when something is true. They're watching me and you. All I know, now's the time to shine, and maybe, baby, little world mine. Just one touch from you was enough to make me see inside. This feels so right, and I swear I need a home inside my heart, but I don't even care. Kinda like you there. 'Cause all I know, the whole world stops and stares when something is true. They're watching me and you. And all I know, now's the time to shine. Thank you, baby. This time's a lie.
That's an awesome tune.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. So, thank you so much for hanging out, playing music, chatting a little bit. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. And thanks to
Yeah.
everyone watching. Check
Yeah.
out QSC.
Yeah.
They're the
Follow
best.
QSC and follow Lyla Jett. So what are your? It's just at Lyla Jett, right?
At Lyla Jett.
And you can be found Instagram mostly, Twitter.
Mostly Instagram. Slowly getting started on my YouTube page for the
Cool.
covers.
Yeah. And
So,
other kind of places you're streaming?
all on Spotify, Apple Music. I I have a friend who's been really, really wanting me to get on Twitch. My friend
Yeah.
Jane Rio. Yeah, she's like, you have to get on Twitch. I used to stream on Periscope, but I wasn't consistent with it. But I'm slowly starting to build everything back up, coming out of this weird quarantine funk.
Well, with the rig you have now, you would do great on Twitch. I mean, you sound great. It looks great. So I think there is a little bit of a commitment, to kind of stream a certain number of hours and all that stuff before
Yeah.
you kind of build up a certain. I think you have to cross a certain level before you can start monetizing. But I think Twitch is great. The thing I love about Twitch is there's a way in which you can monetize. With Instagram or Facebook or whatever, it's like, oh, you can post your Venmo or your PayPal and that's about it. But
Right.
Twitch has a full-on system on, how people can subscribe to you and all that stuff. Yeah, it seems very cool.
And it's for like I have no problems with my sound going straight in. I think
It sounds great.
the very first time I was able to I posted a video during quarantine. Everyone started commenting. They're like more so on the sound quality than the actual songs itself or my playing. They're like, the sound quality is great. I'm like, well, that says something.
Yeah, it's good. It's very good. Yeah, because that's one of the things. Like if I stumble across someone streaming, I kind of check them out, and
Mm.
if it's really bad sound or whatever, then I'm kind of like meh. But if it's good sound, then I'll stick around a lot longer for sure.
Sound is key. You know, you could be the greatest musician, singer, but if your sound isn't dialed in, it'll just sound muddy and everything drowns out, you know.
Yeah, it makes a big difference for
For
sure.
sure, night and day.
So okay, so just some parting comments. Where can people are you? Do you have any gigs coming up? Where can people find you? Possibly live streaming again. Any news coming up?
You could just follow my Instagram. That's when I'll post my live streams. I actually started gigging with the acoustic spot talent. Josh has hit me up for a few gigs here and there. I have one on Saturday, but I think that's a private gig. But there are some hotels in San Diego that love live music and they still kept it on the patio, like the La Valencia in La Jolla. I
Mm,
was just there the other day. It felt so nice to just be back again with people socially distanced, with tables spread across. So just keep your eyes peeled. I usually post when I have my live gigs coming up soon.
awesome,
Oh,
and you got a
see
little
my
doggy
dog.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, cool. Thank you so much again, Lyla Jett, for being with us, and thanks everyone out there for watching us. I'm Brad with QSC, and thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys.
Yeah.